Hey YouTube, got another video for you today. It is going to be of a GenG player, a GenG 1v1 player, and guess what? It's not one of the ones you were thinking of, not apparently Jack and not Chronic, but Noly has been putting in the work in the 1v1 scene, and you love to see it because I feel like a lot of the top teams who have players who are grinding ones end up performing really well, and if there's anybody who's grinding in the game right now, it is GenG, and apparently Jack and Noly, because I don't know if you guys know, but they are currently in a Toronto-based Shopify Rebellion practice facility. Actually, I switched perspectives here. We're going to get back to player. I only have one hand because of all the things I've talked about before where I'm holding the mic in one and doing the control in the other. Sorry about that. But as I was saying, they're in Toronto. Shopify Rebellion has put them up during the time before they can get to, I believe, Texas is where they're headed for GenG. But the end result has been them sitting in the practice facility and just grinding. So it's no surprise that GenG have done so well in the two regionals that they've played so far, getting second in both of them. Haven't been able to win them, but actually the fact that they got second twice has them as the number one in points for North America. And Noly, who is, I believe it's Noly, who has been watching his teammates play so well and play in 1v1, has decided to grind up the 1v1 leaderboard himself. In fact, if you guys watch Johnny Boy, I'd be surprised if you didn't if you're following my channel, but you can't expect, if it's not already out, a King of the Hill that Noly, apparently Jack, and Chronic did. All three of them playing against each other. Certainly fun content because they're all in comms, so I highly recommend checking that out. But what today's video is going to be more about seeing how Noly plays, not in those special cases where he's got teammates yapping in his ear, but instead how he grinded his way up the ladder and how he's used his RLCS skill set into becoming a good player. On the other side of the field, who I haven't mentioned over, the first 2 minutes of this game, is Ashley. Ashley, the English player, like Noly, which is actually interesting because they're probably playing on USC servers. So Ashley is coming across the pond to play Noly when they could have played on equal ping for a long time. It's actually a great read by Noly on that defensive attempt. It was a good reset by Ashley. He used it about as late as he could get away with to try and push it over the top of Noly, and still Noly had the read. Ashley finally going to get his goal off of a counterattack. Noly tried to get really greedy. I think he had a backflip shot attempt somewhere in there, which is always going to be hard to get away with. Ashley's going to win this kickoff too. Kickoffs are such an important part of 1v1. It's one of the things that the best players in the world are very adaptive at. They know how to counter different styles and make sure they can take control of the ball. And Noly is going to go for the air dribble bump as Ashley cannot keep it out. It will continue to be a run-up by Noly. We have a second game, by the way, in case you're wondering, between these two. It is going to be a matchup repeated, 2 different games. These guys played recently. Ashley really likes his wall to air dribbles, but he's not able to find his way in this time. Not a strong enough save from Noly. And Ashley's going to start working his way back. Diagonal kickoffs. Going to be a wave dash kickoff, I think, attempt from Ashley there, but definitely not a perfected attempt. Look at this shot from Noly. He's going to dunk it in. No, he isn't. The lean back reset into the musty. He actually does finish it off. Credit to him on a great shot. Ashley tried his best not to get clipped on, but it's not going to happen this time. GenG is inevitable. They're actually the first team to punch their ticket to Rotterdam. I don't think even a team in any other region has necessarily guaranteed that they'll make it. Ashley able to dribble past Noly here to go up, or not to go up, but to bring himself within 3. Big kickoff from Noly. I did expect this. I think with teammates like apparently Jack and Chronic, I expect Noly to be mixing up the kickoff a little bit more than maybe Ashley would. Ashley, nice pop. He has just reigned in the midfield. I'll tell you what, ever since he's been able to gain control of the ball, Noly's had a tough time challenging and taking it away from him. That delay kickoff did not work as well as he would have hoped. A standard kickoff from both these guys is going to go in favor of Ashley, who tries to go low 50. No way he's going to try and milk this one in, is he? He actually is. I feel like there was no angle there, and then you're guaranteed to lose the escape from the net. And Noly now the other way. Great shot. Oh my goodness, what a save from Ashley. Not only did he push it off into the post, he got it somehow back into his car, and now he's got a hook shot. Oh, what a recovery from Noly. That has been a great sequence from both these guys to keep their nets clean. Ash is going to take to the skies. He actually sees Noly coming in just too close. This is a great read and a great counter to this kind of pressure style that Noly has been putting on him. The chip up into the air dribble bump with a lot of forward momentum. I mean, there's a ton of different kinds of air dribble bumps that you can do. Or sorry, not air dribble bumps. Air dribble, to resets. And specifically, that one had a ton of forward momentum as a way to try and catch Noly for being way too underneath the play, way too deep on the orange half. And did exactly that. He's working his way back. He's got a minute to bring this one back. Pre-flip from Noly is enough to get Ashley to miss, but not enough to score. Actually can't hold on to possession. Now will Ashley try and go the full field. Hard to catch the ball like this off of a roll up from the wall that goes far away from the sidewall. So Ashley ends up losing control of it, and I'm not sure what he was hoping for there. Noly had the read that Ashley was getting greedy. He's got a 7-5 lead with 37 on the clock. Will we see a fake kickoff from Noly? We will not. Wave dash kickoff from Ashley. Very interestingly, seems to prefer that only on the diagonals. And sorry, a ton of stuff just happened there. A ton of fakes. I mean, Ashley seemed like he could have shot quickly, but didn't, and then waited. And I guess he was planning on the Noly quick recovery to go flying by. Credit to Ashley for being the player one step ahead. I thought it was a mistake to not just tap it in right away. If it's anything that Ashley's going to do when he's got space, it is go to the air dribble. And Noly is able to get the save off the crossbar, the long shot. This is likely the game. 10 or 11 seconds left to go. We'll see if Ashley does play it out. Of course, in a show match setting, these guys would play this out guaranteed, but every once in a while, I see somebody forfeit and feel like they don't have the chance. This time, Ashley does not go wall to air dribble, and I think that is a special changeup based on the amount of time left in the game. Normally, I think he takes that into the air every time, but because he knows he has to score quickly and then get another one, I think he felt like an air dribble would have been just a bit too slow. So Noly is going to win this first matchup between Ashley. Let's check the ping real quick. Yeah, Ashley is queuing US East. So I don't know why it says they both have 600 MMR. It is a competitive game. But anyways, we'll go into game number 2 between these two coming up now. Game number 2 on Champions Field again, which is a lucky draw when queuing ranked. We'll see how Ashley and Noly do. Ashley's going to start this game number 2 between them. I say game number 2 as if you really count ranked games. He's going to go for an air dribble, and Noly's going to score right away. Wave dash kickoff from Ashley once again on the diagonals. We saw that towards the end of the previous game. He knows Noly is low on boost, so he's trying to keep the pressure on, but only able to flick, escape, and get the midfield 100. Nice dodge by Ashley. He wants to take this ball down onto a dribble, but it's going to take a bit of an awkward cut off the wall, and Noly knows that, so he stays close to prevent it from happening. And what is Noly doing, going flying past this ball? He makes it into the other corner, though, before Ashley can reset on the 100. And a very boost-heavy dive there from Ashley, using about 80 of what he just grabbed so that he could accelerate on the side wall. But he is going to tie up the game 1-1. It will not be a run-up by Noly this time around. Ashley makes it square off the start. Delayed kickoff from Ashley. Interesting decision to push it left. I mean, you would think he would prep to go that way if that was his intention. I've seen, forget who it was, one of the top 1v1 players. That's a great air dribble bump by Noly. But one of the players pull off the ball. I think it was maybe even Chronic was doing it. And pushing it to the right and then following it to the right, or in Ashley's case, pushing it to the left. But he set his car up to slam it to the left and then go to the right boost, which is very interesting. I don't know why he wants to direct the ball away from himself, give himself a worse chance at getting that first possession. What a fake! Noly absolutely getting toasted by Ashley here as he catches the ball. He was definitely expecting some kind of flick, and nothing comes. And to be fair, that has been Ashley's game, and I want to say, even when I was watching Noly and Chronic, it might have been in that King of the Hill, Noly was so quick to expect the flick, expect the pop, expect the shot. You know, when there were two options, he was always going high and never protecting low, which is something that he's going to have to learn, because it's the safer option for these players to play against him. Actually, that's a great save as he flies off the backboard. But as you get to these players who have, not necessarily mained ones, but have played a lot more 1v1, you'll see them defaulting to, oh my goodness, how did he not own goal that? You'll see them defaulting to the safe option, which is to fake the low 50, and then only moving to the flick after those have finally been beat. So Noly needs to probably by default be expecting those more often, and then force his opponents to outplay him just a little bit more. Look at this shot! This is a great double off the back wall. Ends up putting his car in a position where he has to backflip for it, but when your name is Noly, you have absolutely no trouble making that read and making that play. Ashley's going to win this kickoff. Wall to air dribble. Reset, and he can just make Noly miss. This one's so tough. I mean, I talked about faking before, but faking on low 50s is a little bit different than faking on a bounce from an air dribble that a reset has been gained. It can be really tough to make those reads, but still, once again, Ashley does get away with not doing any tough shot and then making a goal, and oh man, now he finally pulls it out. The musty goes flying past Noly, who maybe for once expected something to come out more tame, like a low 50 or some kind of fake challenge. So credit to Ashley, who's just been one step ahead here. Oh, this air dribble right inside the crossbar. Things are just going his way. The previous game that these two played, Ashley was not able to find a way in with those. Noly was just making the last second saves. This time around, it's been much more even. And once again, I should stress that this is Ashley queuing on USC still. That previous server was terrible for him. On a free moment, I'll check what kind of ping he has here in this one against Noly. Ashley not really able to find an angle. And Noly, a quick camera check to see if he could get away with letting this ball come all the way to the ground. He actually recognized that he couldn't, and so he cut the ball past Ashley. Just barely not able to collect it and turn it in for a goal. Ashley recovers in time. Ashley playing very patient on his dribble. A 26 boost. Doesn't really have a ton of other options. So he's okay with potentially getting red. Now he's going to be playing off of pads as he retreats to net. Noly, the flick top right. Perfect execution from a defender who was forced to try and cover most of the net. Not going to be able to make that play with as little a boost as he had. Coming down to the wire, these guys all knotted up. Another kickoff. Ooh, that's a feels backflip for Ashley. I have a feeling that he felt like he could save that. Certainly from Noly's perspective, it looked like a quick double jump would have done the trick, but credit to Noly for putting the pressure on Ashley, forcing a feels backflip. Can't low 50. Try to fake, cutting the ball to the side wall. A lot of 1v1ers will take the ball to the side wall and try and keep possession that way. So what Ashley was hoping to do was make it look like he was going there and then turn around and shoot on net, but Noly played it smart, stayed where he needed to be, and then eventually gets the long shot for a 7-5 lead. It was looking like it was going to be knotted up here in the final minute, but it will be a Noly edge. Is Ashley going to somehow start this dribble with a reverse touch? That's going to be hard to do. This air dribble bump is not quite there. You could tell the touch was too soft. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. You need those air dribble bumps to cross the goal line high. And it's more important than staying near the ball. Preferably you stay near the ball and the ball crosses high. But if you have to give up one, I think you give up staying near the ball. And it has to cross high. We saw Noly do it earlier where he actually left the ball pretty far, but the ball was still headed in high, and it's great 50 for Ashley. As he is going to get himself within one here. Keep that in mind. Air dribble bumps. The priority is that the ball goes top shelf or somewhere near it. Second priority, stay as close to the ball to protect it as possible. Ashley tries to push it past Noly. I actually think faked coming off the back wall, and oh my goodness, a miss of an open net. Wait a second. Oh, wait, Ashley, what are you doing? He didn't think he could get a quick shot. Ashley must have felt like he couldn't get a quick shot because Noly was going to respawn, and oh, he forfeits before the goal even goes in. Oh my goodness. Listen, I'm having to control the controller with one hand, but I think it's worth going back and looking at this. So I'm going to have to set the mic down here for a second while I go look back at what happened here. I can't believe Ashley was not able to finish that play. But I also want to credit Noly, who I think did something crazy here. ceiling reset. This is incredible. Credit to Noly for this save. Pick the mic back up because he jumps off of the wall onto the ceiling to make it look like he's going to challenge high, and instead of going to the ball, which is what Ashley expects for sure, he jumps back off the ceiling onto the back wall, which now is a much more passive defensive strategy than Ashley expected, and Ashley just accelerated the ball in order to try and go past the early challenge that never came, and then Noly just eats up, run into it. He's got himself an open net. He somehow finds a way to miss it, dies, and then why doesn't Ashley he insta pre-jumps, and now he's forced to wave dash. I feel like if he doesn't do that pre-jump and he just gets around the ball, he might be able to shoot, or at the very least, I don't know, he probably has the better read. Now that I think about it, it probably doesn't get there in time. Noly respawns, but of course what he definitely didn't want to do was get instantly dunked at the midfield and let in another goal. So credit to Noly, who has played well in these two replays. Ashley is, somebody who is the old guard. I say old guard. He's not really that old guard, but he has been in 1v1s for a long time and is certainly a good player that taking him down you can feel good about. So Noly, maybe the third best GenG 1v1er. Technically right now, according to the leaderboard, when I just recently checked, he is number 1 on his team. He is ahead of apparently Jack and Chronic, but they're all pretty much the same rating, right in the top 20. Hopefully we'll see Noly in some show matches some more. I mean, I know he played in the King of the Hill, but I have a feeling that we'll get to see him in some direct 1v1s with certain players. I'll certainly try and get him in, but that's it for today. Though just those 2 games. I will catch you guys next time.